the good stuff.
You ask the questions and I'll try and respond appropriately.
Rightio, so in from the States. What was the lure? Surely you got horse trainers over there?
We have plenty of horse trainers. All over the world, horse trainers.
Did you come around to Australia?
I came to Australia because of this method that I saw on Facebook about half a year ago, and I think it's something that I've never seen before. So some people said, well, have you investigated? Is there anything like it in the United States? Do you have to go to Australia? And I said, yeah, I have to go. So it took me 2 or 3 months to decide to go, because one day I'd go and then 2 days later I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to do all this traveling. I don't have the technology skills that I should have to be leaving the country. But I had a lot of support from the people who were here when I did get here and had no service. So.
What about the people back home saying, don't do it? Was there any of those?
No, family were like very happy that I decided to go, so they were supportive of me. That was really awesome. A couple of people said, "Why don't I investigate where to find it in the United States?" But
well, we haven't done it there yet.
No, well, the little bit's trickling in.
Yeah, it's
so
trickling in.
Keep going.
No, that's true. Scariest part of the week?
I don't know if there was a frightening, scary part that I can recall. I was a little bit unhappy at how I couldn't connect to this little horse at first, and then after several days I started seeing some of that willingness. Actually, the first day I started seeing some of the willingness from the horse. So that's what I was looking at on Facebook, and that's what happens. What you see on Facebook is what happens. And I saw it not only from the horse I worked with, but I saw it from the horses that some of the group worked with. There were 7 of us. We each had a horse that was different from the other, and by the end of the week, there was a pretty dramatic change in their behavior towards the person that was working with them. A lot of help from Joe on issues of when a horse is threatening to our safety, and we're not able to
bogs down.
Yeah, we're not able to correct that properly. It needs to be addressed right then for our safety, and so that happened really well. And I'm always happy for that someone else on Earth agrees that they're big and they're dangerous to us, and they have to have the proper frame of mind for us to be able to interact with them safely.
What about Wednesday morning? Can you cast your mind back that far where everyone's like, there's no way we're going to ride these horses today?
Well, by Wednesday evening...
You're way ahead, so that's no issues, but I mean, like...
I did slide off each side Wednesday evening.
Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening?
Tuesday evening.
Okay, Tuesday evening.
Everyone rides Wednesday. You were sliding off Tuesday.
Okay, so once off each side, and Mel had gone ahead of me anyway, so that was good. Meg. And some hadn't gotten to that point yet. So by Wednesday morning, a lot of people were doubtful that they would be getting on their horse.
Couldn't even get a halter on one, and it was...
There were a few little horses that maybe weren't willing to go along with the program at first, but by yesterday, which was Friday, the 5th day, then those horses were quite different.
All back to the same spot, eh?
Yeah.
Don't you find that amazing?
I do, because just relative to traditional training where the horse remains that scared, dangerous horse maybe for the rest of its life, or petting and being friendly to a horse, and the horse is willing to do what you ask when it wants to, but then chooses at whatever point to become stubborn or say no, and spoiled comes to my mind, and that's no safer than a horse that's frightened all of its life.
Exactly.
So I guess I was interested in something that was safe for someone my age, and I think that by practicing and by re-watching the video.
Yeah, I was going to say, watch the video.
We didn't watch the video this morning. I didn't even turn the volume off. We just didn't turn it on. But I got a little harassment for watching the video every morning. But it's all in good fun. Those girls we were like a group. One didn't leave without the other in the morning. And we had two that were, well, me and another woman were about our age, and then there were two that were totally inexperienced with horses, almost.
That one never touched a horse.
Yeah, and she did really
Too,
well.
yeah.
And then the three girls in the middle were a little bit more experienced, but it was like we didn't leave the quarters to come here, and we went back as a team, and we talked about what happened, and
That's the full immersion bit, hey?
it was good. Yeah, it was a
It's
wonderful.
the part where you got to go back and you can't help yourself. You talk. It's the first time I ever heard about somebody watching the video every day as well, but I mean, that's immersion of immersions.
Well, for some reason, I was thinking, and I still feel it now, that I missed the face-up, and that's something I think that just comes with experience. When if you watch the video and you watch Clancy, and then I compare the behavior of the horse I was with to Clancy, and Clancy's a little star in that video, but I knew that there was a connection with face-up that I was missing. And when I stepped into the pen with that horse the first day, I knew that things weren't going the way the video showed. But that's all right. That's why I came. That's why
That's
I
right.
came.
There's a certain amount you can't get out of that DVD. And it's just because you need to stand there and you need to taste it. You need to actually be there on the spot. I mean, yeah, 80-90% of the time you might be fine, but to actually get, like anything, you can watch a video on how to drive a car, but until you actually get in and drive the car.
Especially in traffic, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So
So the camaraderie is very good.
yes, the Mel's food is excellent. We had
Yep.
myself. I was trying to avoid all kinds of grains and that type of carbohydrate, and so food came without it. And there was a woman here who didn't like onions or couldn't tolerate them.
Yeah.
Their food came without that. So I don't know how Mel does all this, but she does. And
Yeah.
she's got a smile on her face, just like most everyone else. So.
Yep. Yeah, no need being sour, eh?
And we had meals every day, 3 that were just, and smokos were full of goodies and just
Fresh smoko every day, that's
fresh
the best
fruit,
part.
fresh smoko. It was
Going
just-
through all the pots trying to find out what's fresh today.
And if you're moving around enough out there, then yeah, you're hungry for the next meal. We kept talking about, well, we'll tell Mel that we don't need another meal. We can have leftovers. And then sure enough, we almost just about ate the whole meal and
Yep.
wanted new. And Rich was like, now, don't be too hasty.
Yeah.
we might miss out on something. So
Yeah.
it was really fun to see what was going to be the next meal. It was an incredible amount of food.
I don't know what else to ask. I mean, you comprehensively covered it all right up at the front. We did scary parts, highlight. What's the highlight of your week then?
The highlight and the entire health for me of this clinic is that I was able to leave the United States, which I had never done before, and travel by myself, which I have done before, but within the United States, and then arrive alive. That's always important. But just the enjoyment factor for me was great. It was there's just probably 50 horses here on the property, and so you can never stop seeing something interesting in the behavior of what's going on in the different paddocks.
Yep.
So for me, it was horse heaven, which I have always been chasing after. So
Yeah, there was a few mobs of horses coming through the week and
going.
no shortage of them, is there?
Yeah.
Rotating them around off the grass onto the hay, picking out what we want. Yeah.
All out there.
Pulling in the coach horses. The coach horses. You got to ride the coach horses. One
I
of
got to
them.
ride Captain Starlight,
Yep.
and I got to meet Gypsy Joker and Sarge, and I've seen Clancy, the infamous Clancy
Yeah.
now, and Lanky was out there with him.
Yeah.
So in the time I've been following, there have been a few horses' names that come up over and over, and we got to meet the little Shetland pony, who's like just a cutie.
A
beyond
cutie?
all. Yeah. He had his face all over Facebook. No, it was a very interesting, wonderful week. The highlight was just being here and enjoying it. And that's what I really enjoyed.
And lots of flies.
As soon as I saw that people wear fly masks here, I made one for myself. It was really simple, very clever, and I used it almost every day.
Yeah.
So, really simple. You just have at it like this, put your hat over that, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and they were just atrocious. Today, there's no flies so far.
It's cold, a little cooler this morning and
Yeah.
windy, and maybe a little mist coming down, and the weather changes so differently from
That's it.
Florida. It's like you've got nice strong wind, mostly in the nighttime, which is opposite of where I live. By nighttime, the wind is settled down, so it's a lot of different
Western New
landscape.
South Wales.
Yeah, it's wooded here. I, for some reason, thought it would be more flat. And
Yeah.
it's just, it was a wonderful thing. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, you got some beautiful sunsets to walk back into.
Yep, I'm never going to regret having made the decision. Go forward. There were a lot of encouraging posts on Facebook.
So that's what tipped you over the edge, was interviews like this where people saying, oh, you just got to do it.
Yes, everyone says just go for it. There is no question as to money is like, it's hard for people to come up with that much money. I'm a really frugal person. I earn my money cleaning up after animals, so I don't go spending it all that easily. But there's no question in my heart that I spent that money well. But I just feel that it's important at some point, if you've got the desire to find what you're looking for in life, then follow that desire. It's inside of you somewhere telling you where to go. Just go there.
Yep. And it's only 5 days, but does it feel like 10?
No, it felt like about 1.5.
I said to one lady, I said, what's the hardest part about the week? And she
Leaving.
said, leaving now.
Yep.
She said, I've got to leave in a minute. And she said, that's the hardest part.
Yeah, when you're deciding to go, there's this side of the list and that side of the list, and I'll be going back without a horse. I don't think that at this point financially I can afford a horse correctly where I live.
Yep.
So I want to do it correctly, or I'm not going to have it. But going to find work with horses now is going to be easier for me. This was my first encounter going back.
Yep.
So after a little back injury and everything's good as far as heading back to work. Doctor said don't do it, but you have to do it. You have to do a little bit.
He told me never to do anything.
That's right.
No riding, no sitting in a car, on a tractor, in a truck.
Don't
No,
be alive.
just, yeah, you know, like, no. I prefer, no, I won't. I prefer it is. All right, Rose, good on you, mate. Any words of wisdom right at the end?
Just go for it.
Just go for it. Good on you, mate.
Very good.